Do you know I almost never get a chance to ask for anything anymore? Because here again, when you learn how to believe correctly about yourself and to know what you are entitled to as a child of God, it just comes to you automatically. And so I'm always going around saying these words, look what came out of the presence of God in me. Thank you, Father. My blessings don't come from the sky. My blessings come out of the presence of God in me. That's another thing, you see, you have to learn about your blessings, about the answers to prayer, about the answers to your good desires. The answers to your good desires do not come from outside of you. The fulfillment, the help, the blessing that you need come to you from out of the presence of God in you. Your good may appear to come from someone else or from that job, from your friends and loved ones, but these blessings really come out of the presence of God in you. This is what happened when Jesus, the mastermind, multiplied the loaves and the fishes. Now the scriptures tell us that he fed several thousand people from just a few fish and a little bread. Where did the bread and the fish come from to feed all of those people? Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Thank you, Father." He never said, "Father, give me." He never said, "Gimme." He said, "Thank you," and passed out the fish and the bread and fed thousands. Where did that fish and bread come from? Out of the presence of God in Jesus. And this is where your good comes from. It flows out of the presence of God in you. And when you learn how to pray like this correctly, and when you learn your correct relationship with God, this will be your new prayer. Thank you, Father. Look what came out of the presence of God in me. Let's practice, and here again, as I close this message, let's practice the correct manner for receiving the answer. Because you see, when you pray, you should receive the answer at the same time. And in order to receive the answer, you have to practice your reaction to the answer. When you pray, be sure that you practice the reaction to the answer at the same time. When you pray within yourself, start feeling like you'd feel when the answer happens. Start acting like you would act when the answer happens. Now, this is the way I act. I say, look what came out of the presence of God in me. Thank you, Father. Come on, let's practice this. Look what came out of the presence of God in me. Thank you, Father. And when you make that mental transaction of asking for the good that you desire and say, thank you, Father, you seal the deal. If there was a God in the sky, he couldn't back out. God bless you. Now you know how to answer your own prayer. You may be seated. I looked over here a few moments ago and I saw some very wonderful people come in. We have a number of people in this church who are now working on television, in movies, and in theatrical productions in different parts of the United States and even on Broadway here in New York. And I'd like to give you, the television audience, the benefit of just hearing a little bit about these people, because I'm sure that this will bless you. I look over here and I see a beautiful young lady by the name of Miss Dottie Fox, who's going to come to the podium at this time. And let's give her a great big hand as she comes. When this lovely young lady first started attending the services of this church, she had been sick and in Harlem Hospital, and she was on welfare. And so she started attending these services and received this teaching of positive self-image psychology. This teaching, which we call the science of living, which instructs people that you can be and do and have the good which you desire. And she said when she came here, she was just so hostile and angry and mad with the whole world. She was just ready to tear up society. But when she heard this teaching, she got off of welfare and began to make her own way. She received enough confidence in herself so that shortly after she was exposed to this teaching, she got a job in the Broadway production, The Great White Hope, that toured the nation. And since that time, she has been in several movies and in many Broadway theatrical productions. As a matter of fact, she has just left the stage and rushed to get here for this telecast. And I saw her come in during the telecast. Give her another great big hand of welcome. Dottie, you know that we're just so glad for you, and we're so happy for you that you found your real self and that now you're a self-responsible, self-sufficient, and self-directed person.
Well, I have to blame you, Reverend Ike. I have to put the blame on you.
I'm glad to take that kind of blame.
Well, so many things have happened to me. My personal life has gotten much better. You know, when I sit down there in my seat, nothing happened when I started coming here. A bolt from the blue didn't hit me in the face. I didn't see any ghosts or hear music coming out of the sky in my room at night when I was alone, angels and things like that. I just sat down there and I wrote everything down, and I'd read it, and I'd meditate on it, and I'd try it, and things started getting better.
Doesn't it feel wonderful to be able to get off of welfare and support yourself and to be financially and socially self-sufficient?
Oh, it really feels good.
Now, would you rather work and support yourself than to have your hand out to society begging and saying, gimme?
Oh, yes. It feels great. You can go in the store, buy what you want. If you want to spend $25 for some cologne, you buy it. You don't have to wait for the welfare to give you that $64, because that's not going to get you too much.
I want to point out something here, and sometimes people wonder about this statement, but I just love to make it. Because you would be surprised to know how many people across this nation that we have gotten off of welfare. We teach people off of welfare. We preach them off of welfare. By pointing out to them and causing them to come to the belief that you are responsible to make your own way, and you have the God-given power within you to make your own way. Because three of the main points of this philosophy is self-responsibility, self-sufficiency, self-direction, and discipline. We do not teach people that society is responsible to support you. Now, mind you, I always say, welfare has its place, but don't make it a resting place. And some people, you know, have taken the idea and the attitude, well, society owes me something. The only person that owes you something is you. You owe it to yourself to be and to do and have the good which you desire by means of the God-given power within you. And this is what we turn people on to. And Dottie, with me, you are an exhibit A, and I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for your transformation.
Well, I'm happy too, and I have to thank you. I think that many times we don't really give the credit where it's due. We want to say, well, I did it myself, or this or that or the other, but we don't really want to give the credit. And all I can say is, until I came here, I didn't have any movies, I wasn't doing Broadway shows, I wasn't doing television, I was doing nothing but being on the welfare and feeling bad and hurting all over. And I am only too happy anytime to tell everybody where I had come to get my fix.
God bless you, Miss Dottie Fox.